Drones have taken over the skies. Where do they come from and what could this mean? Welcome to America Uncovered, I'm Chris Chappell. So, drones. Drones. For nearly a month, thousands of drones have been spotted in the night sky, all across the East Coast, particularly in New Jersey. These brightly lit aircraft have been caught flying near homes, sensitive military installations, critical infrastructure, and more. So, what are these things? Who's operating them? And what could anyone possibly want with New Jersey? Are these just hobbyists trolling the FAA? Maybe they're spying on behalf of a foreign adversary like China. Or maybe they're aliens. Let's just get that last point out of the way. Many are reporting strange UFO-like phenomenon described in the highly accurate documentary series, The X-Files. Things like time changes and fully charged batteries instantly going dead whenever the drones are near.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone, and my drone started going down dead.
These are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds.
See how it goes? And then it becomes a spacecraft or aircraft or whatever you want to call it.
What the f is that, bro?
Okay, first of all, there are a lot of reasons a consumer-grade drone might just die on you. For one, they're made in China. Chinese tech giant DJI controls around 75% of the entire market share for consumer drones. So it's no more of a surprise that a drone purchased on Temu would fail, any more than your Chinese-made microwave or Wi-Fi-enabled smart toilet. Second of all, why would aliens come to New Jersey? To look at Lucy the elephant? Or maybe swing by Buddy Velastro's bakery in Hoboken and pick up a cake that's 90% fondant and wooden pegs? Did Chris Christie exhaust all the state's Uber Eats drivers and have to call in reinforcements from Alpha Centauri? Donald Trump seems to think so. But things got a bit more real for Trump when drones appeared over his golf course in Bedminster. That's going too far, Nebulon. Trump demanded that the government tell the public what the hell is going on or otherwise shoot the drones on sight. What I'm getting at is no one has put forward a convincing argument for why aliens would be interested in Sopranos land. If these were, in fact, ETs doing reconnaissance, why would they be flying so close to the ground and leaving all those flashing lights on? Are they taking their tricked-out lowriders to an intergalactic swap meet? If so, I'll definitely be there to sell some of my airbrush t-shirts. Get yourself a gangster Great Gazoo while supplies last, dum-dum. But if not aliens, then what? Well, many are worried that the drones belong to one of America's rivals, looking to spy on the nation's military bases. New Jersey Representative Jeff Van Drew claims they're coming from an Iranian mothership sailing off the Atlantic coast. Gordon Chang, whom we've interviewed on our other show, China Uncensored, says that these drones are a distraction and that they may be precipitating a much larger attack.
And it could be Iran in connection with China. But clearly somebody is trying to absorb our attention. And Maria, the thing that really worries me is that if they're trying to draw our attention to these drones, the question is, what are they doing elsewhere in our country? So we could very well get hit.
And maybe he's onto something. In November, a Chinese citizen was arrested for using a drone to take pictures of a Space Force facility in California. And in the UK, unidentified drones were spotted over 3 American air bases, with British defense sources telling the BBC that suspicion had fallen on a state actor. Similar events took place near U.S. Air Force bases in Ramstein, Germany, and Hampton, Virginia. However, the Pentagon, no pun intended, shot down the idea. National Security spokesman John Kirby had this to say.
We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat, or have a foreign nexus. It appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully. The United States Coast Guard is providing support to the state of New Jersey and has confirmed that there is no evidence of any foreign-based involvement from coastal vessels. And importantly, there are no reported or confirmed drone sightings in any restricted airspace.
You heard it here, folks. Case closed. These are not drones, they're not foreign spies, and you have absolutely nothing to worry about. They're not Chinese, and they're definitely not aliens. I would also like to take a moment to remind you that Iraq definitely has WMDs. Coronavirus comes from pangolin soup, and the Hunter Biden laptop is pure Russian disinformation. Needless to say, I'll be waiting to see if President Biden hands out any pardons to the Ferengi over their own dirty money schemes. So if they're not aliens, and they're not foreign spy craft, then what are they? Well, the government says they just don't know, but that they'll be deploying some high-tech equipment to find out, which somehow seems worse. What do you mean you don't know? You mean to tell me we spent billions on the Patriot Act, trillions on the world's biggest military, and you can't tell me why the New Jersey skyline looks like a college girl's dorm room? All right, so the U.S. government is either stonewalling or they're as clueless as we are. Great. Guess that means we might as well engage in some idle speculation. And this week, one man's theory has gone viral. John Ferguson is the CEO of Saxon Unmanned, a drone manufacturer based out of Kansas. According to his company's website, his clients include everything from farmers to industrial concerns to the military. He recently put out a video claiming he spoke to someone who had physically touched a nuclear warhead which had gone missing from Ukraine after the fall of the Soviet Union. That warhead, he says, could have made its way to the United States. He goes on to suggest the drones may be from our own government and that they're using radiological equipment to try and find traces of nuclear material. In his own words,
"My belief is they're trying to smell something on the ground. Gas leaks, radioactive material, whatever."
But does this story have legs? Perhaps. Fears of nuclear proliferation have plagued the international community for decades, especially after the Soviet Union's collapse. In 1997, a report by the Nuclear Threat Initiative stated that, according to Russia's former national security advisor, Russia had lost track of upwards of 100 nuclear suitcase bombs. Additionally, the Atomic Energy Agency has reported more than 100 nuclear smuggling incidents since 1993, 18 of which involved highly enriched uranium. This story is lent further credence by the fact that Ukraine has long been a hotspot for weapons smuggling. According to the Cato Institute, even before the war, Ukraine had one of the largest illegally trafficked arms markets in Europe, and that things have only gotten worse since Russia invaded. So, maybe there is a dirty bomb somewhere in New Jersey and the US government is desperately trying to find it. Which leaves the question, isn't New Jersey dirty enough? I mean, it's bad already with all the garbage on the streets and smelly oil refineries. And don't get me started on the intergalactic swap meet. Once you see all the leftover candy wrappers and empty beer cans, you'll understand why the aliens don't like talking to us anymore. So what do you think? Are we under threat of an imminent attack? Is there something the government doesn't want us to see? Or is this all just a prank by some bored hobbyists? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, check out our new premium website at ChinaUncensored.tv. There's a lot of great exclusive stuff you can only see on the website, and you'll be helping me continue to get the truth out about all the most important breaking news. Episodes like this wouldn't be possible without your support. More info is in the description below, so head over to ChinaUncensored.tv and become one of our first premium subscribers. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you on the other side.